It's been more than a week since California's primary election. Some races are still too close to call, including the only state ballot measure. That's Proposition 1. Here are the latest numbers. A $6 billion bond measure promises to build 10,000 shelter beds for the homeless and people who have addiction and mental health issues. And as those votes are still being tallied, Tom Wade has a look at why Prop 1 may just barely pass.
California's homeless crisis was center stage in last week's election. With Prop 1 on the ballot, the measure would massively overhaul how the state manages the homeless crisis. The governor, LA Mayor Karen Bass, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna, and other top state leaders went all in trying to convince voters to pass it. But as of now, the race is much tighter than supporters were hoping for.
Well, it shows that Californians don't necessarily trust the state government to spend their money wisely. This doesn't involve an immediate expenditure of tax revenue, but it's billions of dollars in bond money, and voters understand that bond money eventually has to be repaid.
The $6 billion bond promised 10,000 new shelter beds and services for the homeless, mentally ill, and drug addicted.
Where's all this money already going if we're diverting it to the homeless problem?
Tamara Eichelberger, a college professor, is among the millions who voted no on Prop 1. She's critical of Newsom's handling of the homeless crisis.
It seems like we keep doing this over and over again and getting the same result, with money, again, being diverted to other things, where I feel like it should stay here in California and address some of our problems.
A group of healthcare advocates opposed to Prop 1 said it would divert billions away from critical homeless programs that are already in place and create medical incarceration. But supporters like Veronica Lewis with KPIX, a nonprofit in South LA that helps find housing and treatment for the homeless, says Prop 1 includes tools needed to battle today's homeless crisis.
So just think about if it was your loved one who had a severe mental illness and didn't have a place to get well and get services because they couldn't stabilize enough or couldn't be stationary enough to get those services, or one of your family members addicted to drugs and close to death because of it. This project, this program, and the reforms it'll bring and the shifting of some of the way that money is going to be used is literally saving lives.
Political experts say since Newsom became the face of Prop 1, it may have helped motivate his opposition enough to almost overcome a massive disparity in funding.
And what makes this actually a really interesting race is the overwhelming supply of money was on the yes side. A quick look at it's over 12 million, somewhere I think between about 12 and 15 million was spent to pass this thing. Virtually no money was raised on the no side.